Hey District 7, I'm here with Anne Perigo. She is the director of the nonprofit sector with the Government of Nova Scotia and was just one of our presenters here at Fall Leadership 2014 here in Truro, hosted by the Kinsman Club of Bible Hill. So Anne, thank you very much for chatting for a minute. Appreciate
Not a problem.
Just wondering if you can tell the people that weren't able to be here this weekend a little bit about what your session was about today.
Sure. Well, my session, I kind of focused on engaging new volunteers. But it sounds simple, but it's actually not so simple.
Okay.
We focused in on 4 demographics. We had youth, the family volunteer contingent, as well as employer-supported volunteers and baby boomers. So it really kind of just broke down what those demographics are looking for in a volunteer opportunity and how organizations may have to shift in order to accommodate them. So we've got a growing population of baby boomers.
Right.
They have lots of hours to provide and to offer to community organizations, but they want to do it in a way that's going to suit their lifestyle. So they may be looking after grandchildren, or they may be looking after aging parents, which makes their time not as consistently available, for instance, but they have great skills. They're very committed to community.
Right.
So they're just looking for that added flexibility that an organization has to understand.
Right.
Our youth, we are really trying to engage our youth in our communities, to get them engaged and excited about what's happening in their communities. So they're a great source of volunteer time. They are actually, even across Canada, they're the highest rate of volunteers of any other demographic. So
which is surprising, because you'd think from some people, they say, well, the youth just aren't volunteering anymore. You hear that message a lot?
We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But really, they are wanting to be engaged. It's just a matter of, is the organization ready to engage young people? And that age group is 15 to 24.
Right.
So you've got, that includes high school, but also university or college age students, or folks that are actually just working full time. But they're tech savvy, they're enthusiastic, they'll bring their friends, they want to do something of value,
right.
And we want them to be engaged in their communities. That's what keeps our kids working in our communities, right? Instead of that migration piece. But I mean, it's really important. Families, they want to instill those volunteer values in their families, so they want to work together as a unit, a family unit, to volunteer with organizations. And the same with employer supported. They have the support, that corporate social responsibility from their organization or their business to get out there and to be engaged with their community and work as a team of staff even. So there's nuances that organizations have to understand about the volunteer of today, and to help accommodate the needs that they have.
From your standpoint, where you stand within your role, it seems like there's more opportunities out there to volunteer today than there ever have been before. How do organizations take advantage of that? Because if I look at us, for example, within KIN, I mean, like any service organization or any volunteer organization, you're there, yeah, sure, there are skills that people develop and so forth, but at the end of the day, you want that impact to show in the community.
Right.
How does an organization navigate through that? Outside of those, 4 key areas that you've identified of, different types of volunteers,
Yep.
How do we stay competitive? What do we need to do maybe competitive isn't the right word, but how do we stay attractive to getting people engaged and getting them involved?
Sure, and that's a really good question, because oftentimes those are the types of details that we don't look at.
Right.
Well, we put a call out for volunteers and expect them to come.
Marching through the doors.
Right, and that's not necessarily the way it's going to happen. So first of all, you got to ask people.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is organizations have to be organized. They have to know the role that they're looking for. They need to have a very good idea of exactly the types of people that they need for, whether it's an event or whether it's to become a member of an organization like KIN. So it has to be. They have to be organized. They have to exercise their management experience around policies. Like I was saying to the group this morning, look at your HR policies. Look at your insurance policies. Look at the way you run your organization. Are there things that exclude volunteers, or you're not providing them with the training that they need? That kind of thing. So it's really about, people don't want to sit at meetings all day. They want to actually be engaged in the community. And so you have to kind of separate the business aspect of running the meetings with what you're trying to do as an organization and get out in the community. But being organized, people don't have a lot of time in all of those 4 areas that I described.
Right.
So they want to make sure that their time is being utilized in the best way that they can for your organization and for the recipients of the volunteer.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you very much. So again, that's Anne Perigo. She is the Director of the Nonprofit Sector with Government of Nova Scotia. Spent a few minutes with us here this morning at Fall Leadership 2014 here in Truro. Thanks again, and I think we'll be calling on her again sometime soon. She's got a lot of great information and expertise to tap into. And the other thing I'll say is thank you very much for what you do. I mean, we live and breathe this stuff because we really enjoy it, and to know that we've got support, in other areas to help amplify our efforts really means a lot.
No, my pleasure.
Thanks
Anytime.
again. Great.
Thanks.